If you keep doing what you're doing right now with your money, you could be broke at 40. That's a terrifying thought. 90% of that future is fixable today. Right now, millions of young people across India, from 18 to 30, are making the same simple mistakes that are silently derailing their entire financial future. You're working hard, you're earning, but somehow the money just disappears. You see your friends with the latest phones, going on trips, and you feel the pressure to keep up. It feels like you're running on a treadmill, getting nowhere. This isn't just about being rich. It's about having the freedom to live life on your own terms, without the constant stress of money. But what if I told you that in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to show you the 5 biggest money traps that are stealing your wealth, and more importantly, how to escape them. We're going to break down each mistake, one by one. We'll spend about 90 seconds on each, so you can see exactly where you might be going wrong and get a simple, powerful action plan to fix it. This isn't going to be some boring lecture. We're going to make this fast, exciting, and maybe even a little bit fun. We're going to turn that fear of being broke into the excitement of building real wealth, starting with literally just a few rupees. The single biggest mistake you can make in your 20s is not starting to invest. I'm not talking about becoming a stock market genius overnight. I'm talking about doing something so simple, you can literally set it up in the time it takes to watch this segment. Time is your superpower. It is the one advantage you have that a 40-year-old millionaire would pay anything to get back. Every single day you wait, you are losing out on the most powerful force in finance. Think of it like this. Your money can have babies, and those babies can have more babies. It's called compounding. When you're 25, you have a 40-year runway for your money to grow, multiply, and work for you while you sleep. A person who starts at 25 with a small amount will end up with vastly more than someone who starts at 35 with a larger amount. It's not a trick, it's just math, and it's brutally unforgiving if you ignore it. Don't fear missing a party. Fear missing decades of your money growing itself. Waking up at 45 and needing to work till 70 because you didn't take 10 minutes at 25. That's the real fear. The urgency is now. Not tomorrow, not next month. Today, right after this video, open a DMAT account and start a SIP. Zerodha Grow Up Stocks. What's a SIP? It stands for Systematic Investment Plan. It's an automated way to invest a fixed amount of money every month. It's like putting your savings on autopilot. You don't have to time the market, set it, and let time do its magic. It's the simplest, most effective way for a beginner to build serious wealth. You probably need far less than you think, even less than your monthly OTT subscription. We're talking 500 rupees a month. That's it, the barrier to entry. For the price of a few fancy coffees, you can start building a foundation for financial freedom. It feels insignificant now, but that tiny amount is a seed. Imagine planting a tiny seed. For the first year, you barely see anything. 10, 20, 30 years, that seed grows into a massive tree that provides shade and fruit for the rest of your life. Alright, let's talk about that shiny piece of plastic in your wallet, the credit card. It feels like free money, doesn't it? Tap here, swipe there, buy now, worry later. But that later comes with a vengeance. Misusing credit cards and carrying high-interest debt is like trying to fill a bucket with a massive hole in it. You can pour all your hard-earned salary in, but it just leaks out in the form of interest payments. Here's the trap, and it's designed to be incredibly deceptive. The minimum payment. Banks love it when you only pay the minimum. Let's say you have a 50,000 rupee balance on your card. The minimum payment might be just 2,500 rupees. You pay it and think, great, I'm being responsible. But you're not. You're falling into a quicksand of debt. The bank is charging you an insane interest rate, often 3 to 4% per month, which works out to over 40% a year. Let's run the numbers, because this is where the fear needs to kick in. If you only pay the minimum on that 50,000 rupee balance, it could take you over 10 years to pay it off, and you would end up paying more than double the original amount in interest alone. You'd pay over 1 lakh rupees for a 50,000 rupee purchase. That is financial insanity. You are literally setting your money on fire. Every month you carry a balance, you are making the bank richer and yourself poorer. The excitement comes when you realize you can break free from this cycle. It's a game, and you can win it. The first rule is to stop the bleeding. If you can, pay your credit card bill in full every single month. Treat it like a debit card. If you can't do that right now because you're already in debt, then the mission changes. Destroy that debt with extreme prejudice. Your new minimum payment is as much as you can possibly afford. Look at your budget, find extra cash, and throw it at the credit card bill. The feeling of watching that balance shrink month after month is incredibly empowering. It's a visible sign that you are taking back control. You are no longer a slave to the bank's interest rates. You are becoming the master of your own money. If you have multiple debts, a credit card, a personal loan, maybe an EMI for a phone, you need a strategy. This is where you become a financial ninja. List out all your debts and their interest rates. The highest interest rate is your number one enemy. Focus all your extra firepower on that debt first while making minimum payments on the others. This is called the avalanche method. Chapter 3. What happens if you lose your job tomorrow? Visual. Job loss knocks over savings, investments, dreams, or if you have an unexpected medical emergency. For most people, the answer is panic, followed by taking on massive high-interest debt. This is why having no emergency fund is like walking a tightrope without a safety net. One small gust of wind, one unexpected life event, and your financial dreams are wiped out. It's the mistake that turns a small problem into a catastrophic one. An emergency fund is not an investment, it's insurance. It's a pool of boring, easily accessible cash set aside for true emergencies only. Job loss, a medical crisis, urgent home repairs, things that would otherwise force you to swipe a credit card or take out a personal loan at a terrible interest rate. The urgency here is immense because life is unpredictable. You can't plan for emergencies, but you can and you must prepare for them. Your first goal is to build a fund that covers 3 to 6 months of your essential living expenses. I know, that sounds like a huge, impossible number right now. Don't let it paralyze you. You don't build it overnight. You build it brick by brick. Start with a small goal. Save your first Aston 1,000. Then aim for 1 month of expenses. Then 2. You put this money in a separate high-yield savings account where you can get to it quickly, but it's not mixed with your daily spending money. This is where a simple budget becomes your best friend. Forget complicated spreadsheets. 50% of your take-home salary goes to your needs. Needs: rent, bills, groceries, EMIs. 30% goes to your wants, and the crucial 20% goes directly to savings and investments. This 20% is your wealth-building engine. Before you start investing heavily, a portion of that 20% must go towards building your emergency fund. Automate it. Set up an automatic transfer from your salary account to your emergency fund account on the day you get paid. This is the most important rule. Pay yourself first. Before you pay for Zomato. Before you pay for Netflix, you pay your future self. You build your safety net. No, your emergency fund is not for FOMO sales on Amazon. Chapter 4. You got a raise. Congratulations. What's the first thing you do? Upgrade your phone. Move to a fancier apartment. Start eating out at more expensive restaurants. This, my friends, is lifestyle inflation. It's the invisible anchor dragging you down. Split screen. Your salary goes up, but your savings stay flat. It's the single most common reason people with good salaries end up with no savings. The fear here isn't a sudden crash. It's a slow, silent erosion of your future wealth. You get a 10% raise, but your expenses creep up by 12%. You're actually moving backwards. It's driven by one of the most powerful forces, keeping up with the Joneses, the Sharmas, the Guptas. You see new cars, international vacations, designer clothes. You feel a pang of envy. You feel you deserve it too. This creates a dangerous loop. You work hard to earn more, only to spend more, to project an image of success. The short-term pride you feel is quickly replaced by long-term regret. You're trading your financial freedom for temporary approval. It's a game with no winners, but you can choose not to play. Create a gap between your earning and your spending, and widen it over time. The first tactic is to automate your wealth. When you get a raise, before you even see the extra money, increase your automated SIPs and savings. If you get a 10,000 rupee raise, immediately automate 5,000 of it to go straight into investments. You can't spend what you don't see. The second tactic is a social media diet. Unfollow accounts that make you feel poor or urge you to consume. Your feed should inspire you, not make you feel inadequate. Curate your digital environment to support your goals. The less you compare, the more content you'll be and the richer you'll become. Comparison is the thief of joy and of your money. Chapter 5. Starting early, killing debt. Building a safety net, controlling your lifestyle. But none of it matters if you don't have a destination. The fifth and final mistake is having no clear financial goals, and therefore, ignoring the magic of compounding. A goal turns saving from a chore into an exciting mission. It's the why that fuels your discipline. Without a goal, you're just drifting. I want to be rich, not a goal. I want a Rs1 crore corpus by 45. That's a goal. I want Rs 5 lakhs for a house down payment in 3 years. That's a goal. Specific targets create urgency and focus. They help you say no to impulse buys and yes to your monthly SIP. This is where everything comes together. Goals tell you how much to save from your 20% bucket. Your emergency fund protects the journey. Controlling lifestyle inflation provides the fuel. Early start gives you the most powerful ally, time and compounding. Compounding. Remember this. Einstein called it the eighth wonder of the world. Returns earning returns. An exponential curve. A snowball that becomes an avalanche. The ultimate cheat code. Indian example incoming. Start a CP of just 500 a month. That's it. Less than a pizza. Start at age 25. Assume a conservative 12% annual return. How much by 60? Guess a few lakhs. The answer, nearly 50 lakhs. You invested a 2.1 lakhs over 35 years. It became Rs 50 lakhs. Be bolder. A 5,000 a month. That becomes almost Rs 5 crores. Not fantasy. Math. Possibility. Life-changing. Not genius. Consistency. Start early. Be consistent. Stay out of the way. Filter every purchase. Will it move me closer to Rs1 crore? Then the choice is easy. Short-term gadget versus long-term freedom. The biggest mistake, ignoring compounding. Outro. So there you have it. The 5 mistakes that are silently stealing your 20s, not investing early credit card debt, no emergency fund lifestyle inflation, having no goals. These might seem small on their own, but together they create a perfect storm that can leave you financially stranded. But the good news is you can change course right now. Avoid these 5 mistakes and reclaim your wealth timeline. You take back control from the banks. You take back control from social pressure. You take back control from bad habits. The most important thing is to start. Don't try to fix everything at once. That's overwhelming. Just pick one thing. Start one change tonight. Maybe it's calculating your emergency fund number. Maybe it's paying an extra Rs1,000 on your credit card. Maybe it's spending 10 minutes setting up your very first SIP. The first step is the hardest and the most powerful. It's the moment you decide your future matters more than present comfort. We've talked about compounding, but seeing is believing. The numbers can be life-changing. See them for yourself. I made a whole other video that breaks it down. Click the video on the screen now. I'll see you there. It's not about getting rich quick. It's about getting rich for sure. It's a guaranteed path if you just start. The problem is, our brains are wired for instant gratification. We want the new phone now, the vacation now. We don't get a dopamine hit from putting 500 rupees into a mutual fund. But your future self will thank you more for that 500 rupee investment than for any gadget you buy today. You have to delay that gratification just a little bit. So here's the challenge. Right now, decide that you will start. Don't get paralyzed by options, just decide. The how is easy, and we can talk about that, but the when has to be today. The cost of waiting is a price you can't even calculate, paid in lost dreams and a lifetime of financial worry. It's the biggest financial regret of older generations. Don't let it be yours. Later in this video, I'm going to hint at a number. A surprising number that shows you exactly how a tiny SIP, something you won't even miss from your budget, can grow into a life-changing amount of money. It's going to blow your mind and show you the true cost of doing nothing. So stick with me. First, let's talk about the silent killer of wealth that might be draining your account right now. I'm about to show you a simple budgeting trick that will magically free up cash you didn't even know you had. Cash you can use to either destroy your debt or start your first investment. Let's get into it. Once that first high-interest debt is gone, you take all the money you were paying towards it and attack the next one. This creates a snowball of cash that gets bigger and bigger, knocking out your debts one by one at an accelerating pace. The momentum you build is thrilling. You start to see the light at the end of the tunnel. You start to feel the weight lifting off your shoulders. This isn't about restriction, it's about liberation. Every rupee you stop paying in interest is a rupee you can start investing for your future. Think about it. That extra 5,000 rupees you're paying in interest every month could be a SIP that grows into lakhs and crores over time. The choice is stark. Make the bank wealthy or make your future self wealthy. You cannot do both. So, the actionable step right now is to log into your credit card account, look at the total amount due, and commit to paying more than the minimum. Even if it's just 500 rupees extra, it's a start. But where do you find that extra money? It feels like there's none left after all the expenses, right? That's where our next point comes in.